Meta has just released Llama 4. They said that today is the start of a new era of natively multimodal AI innovation, and today they're introducing the first Llama 4 models. Check it out.
Hey everyone, it is Llama 4 Day. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI, open source it, and make it universally accessible so that everyone in the world benefits. And I've said for a while that I think that open source AI is going to become the leading models. And with Llama 4, this is starting to happen. Meta AI is getting a big upgrade today. So if you want to try Llama 4, you can use Meta AI in WhatsApp, Messenger, or Instagram Direct, or you can go to our website at meta.ai. Today, we are dropping the first two open source Llama 4 models, and we've got two more on the way. The first model is Llama 4 Scout. It is extremely fast, natively multimodal. It has an industry-leading, nearly infinite 10 million token context length, and it is designed to run on a single GPU. It is 17 billion parameters by 16 experts, and it is by far the highest performing small model in its class. The second model is Llama 4 Maverick, the workhorse. It beats GPT-4o and Gemini Flash 2 on all benchmarks. It is smaller and more efficient than DeepSeek v3, but it is still comparable on text. Plus, it is natively multimodal. This one is 17 billion parameters by 128 experts, and it is designed to run on a single host for easy inference.
As you see in that video, Mark Zuckerberg is really happy about the Llama 4 models, and pretty sure most people are too, because this is huge news for open source. They have released Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick. They said they're most advanced models yet and the best in their class for multimodality. They say Llama 4 Scout is a 17 billion active parameter model with 16 experts, industry-leading context windows of 10 million tokens, and that's huge. The amount of tokens it could take in, that's like maybe a book or multiple books depending on the length. So one of the issues with AI is the context window, number of tokens that it has that's going to take in, and well, if it's just getting bigger and bigger to be millions and billions of tokens taken in, it essentially becomes like infinite in a sense, right? Because it could just be so big that mostly anything can go within this context. This is the Llama 4 Scout outperforms Gemma 3, Gemini 2.0, Flash Lite, and Mistral 3.1 across a broad range of widely accepted benchmarks. Shout out to Mistral to be even noted on a benchmark against like a competitor like Llama. I think it's always cool to see like when mentioned like DeepSeek and Mistral, because we always know about Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini as the big boys in town, but when they have like DeepSeek and like Mistral there, I feel like it kind of adds a little bit to it. But that's about Llama 4 Scout. They even said that Llama 4 Maverick is a 17 billion active parameter model with 128 experts. So the Scout is their smallest, but the Maverick is their mid-range. So it's went from 16 experts to 128, which is a multiple improvement from one to the other. So it's best in class image grounding with the ability to align users' prompts with relevant visual concepts and anchor model responses to regions in the image. They said the Maverick, which is the mid-sized competitor, outperforms GPT-4o and Gemini 2.0 Flash across a broad range of widely accepted benchmarks. Achieves comparable results to DeepSeek v3 in reasoning and coding at half the active parameters. So, shout out to DeepSeek. DeepSeek and Mistral, I think, are like the up-and-comers, the underdogs in the AI space. You know, there's Manus, other places, but we know some of these are just rappers. Like, they have AIs behind the scene that they just use, and they're just a new AI company. But anyway, they say Maverick is unparalleled performance at the cost ratio, with the chat version scoring ELO of 1417 on Llama Arena, which is pretty high. I think in Llama Arena it's like number 2. Like Gemini 2.5 is still the top one, but we'll see how far that goes. These models are their best in class thanks to the distillation of Llama 4 Behemoth, which is their biggest one. Their most powerful model yet, Llama 4 Behemoth, is still in training and is currently seeing results that outperform Claude 4.5, Claude Sonnet 3.7, and Gemini 2.0 Pro on STEM-focused benchmarks. We're excited to share more details about it, even while it's still in flight. So that is good, and it's kind of good because even though Behemoth is outperforming Gemini 2.0 Pro, we already have 0.5, and about time Behemoth is done training and like given to us, like what would it be at? Claude 3.7 Sonnet, that's pretty big as far as it being that like comparable to now. Like I said, 3.7 Sonnet has been out. It hasn't been out for a while, but in the grand scheme of AI moves fast. It's like moving in a mile a minute. It feels like it's moving like 100 miles a minute or something with all the news that comes out. Like we just had Ghibli image generator from ChatGPT like a week or two ago. You know, it's fast that everything's moving. And so who knows really what's going to happen when it comes to these type of things. Also, they have that Llama 4 is a 17 billion per annum active model with 16 experts, what they said, but they said that this can run on a single NVIDIA H100 GPU. Additional Llama 4 Scout offers an industry-leading context window of 10 million, which was they said, and outperforms Gemini 2.0 Flashlight in 3.1. But the added information about this could be run on a NVIDIA H100 is kind of big news, because that is, I guess, technically a consumer grade GPU, but it's really expensive. But not only that, it even said it outperformed Gamma 3. But if you think of Gamma 3 and, well, Llama 4 Scout, which is their smallest models, Gemma 3 is, well, supposed to be able to run on your phone, and it can run on like your laptop. It's also supposed to be so small that it can run on like these devices that do not have H100s, which is, you know, kind of even like Gemini's 2.0 Flash version and Mistral 3.1 are very like small, I think, in to Llama 4 Scout. I think Maverick is more of a, well, comparison where you can see that these go head to head with the type of models that they're at. Like Llama 4 Maverick, I still think is a little bit bigger, but ChatGPT-4o is like a huge model, especially, and it's comparable to DeepSeek V3, which is interesting. But I think everybody's gonna be waiting for the Behemoth model, and who knows, we may get more when the Behemoth comes out. And so they said right now you can access Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick models on llama.com Hugging Face. Also, it's already integrated into like WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram Direct. They have a web page, which I'll probably be doing a separate video just trying out Llama 4 on the web page on different tasks. But let's get to the stats. They say that Llama 4 Maverick, which is their mid-sized competitor, when you look across the cost input for Llama 4 Maverick, it seems like it's a range from 19 cents to 49 cents. But you see Gemini Flash 2.0 Flash is 17 cents, so that's a little bit cheaper than Llama 4 Maverick. And DeepSeek V3.1 is 48 cents. So that's a little bit on the higher end, even on the Llama scale. And then you even see with GPT-4o, which is freaking $4.38. That thing is expensive, like absurdly expensive. But it was Ghibli style images, so kind of happy with that. $4. Imagine $4 per image fetch. Jeez. It's beating everything out in the image reasoning as well as the math when it comes to these models that they're comparing against. Even in Chart QA, Doc VQA, Live Bench, Live Code Bench, everybody besides DeepSeek for these comparisons. And overall, it's still pretty good. Like, think about it. Even if it's not beating out these privately held models, it's still beating out most of these. And as long as it's beating out, I guess, all open source models, I think you can consider that like a win. But that was a mid-size one. Now they also did the comparison with Scout against other Llama models and Gemma 3, Meta 3.1, or Mistral 3.1, and Gemini 2.0 Flashlight. And as you see, when it comes to image reasoning, it beats out everybody, including Gemma. Math beats out everybody, including Gemma 3, which I think is the most latest one. Even in image understandings, it still beats out all of them. Even in live code bench, it still beats out all of them. Even in like the reasoning and understanding, still beating out all of them, holding strong and long context, of course, all of them. But at the same time, like I said earlier, since this is a bigger model and needs more compute, like you need to run on an H100, Gemma 3 can run on your phone potentially. Like that's the idea for Gemma 3. I still don't think the trade-off may be bad. To have like AI in my pocket, I think I'm okay with that. Then the big boy Behemoth that's still in training, they have some scores for that one too. Live Code Bench, it seems like it's beating out everybody, of course, with math and reasoning. It's being out everything. The only thing it's not really beating out anybody in is actually looks like it's beating out everybody and everything. So Behemoth is beating out our favorite hot new AIs in almost everything, but it's not beating out everybody in like their newest, latest models. We had Gemini 2 Pro. DeepSeek releases an update to their model, so we'll see how it compares to like the latest and greatest one. It actually comes out, because I think everybody's like cooking up something. Gemini, I doubt Claude, I doubt ChatGPT is just sitting on their hands just waiting for the Behemoth to be done cooking. Just the comparisons, but I also want to talk about the different ones when it comes to how different this model is. So this is a mixture of experts type of model, which how they kind of described it was like a expert spread of experts. When you ask it a prompt, it'll be spread across like generalized experts, and then generalized experts will then convert that and give it to an expert. And as I said that the smallest one has like 16, and then the size one, the Maverick, has like 128 experts that they're going to be like, going up against. This is a multimodal model, which is like a lot different from the like 4Os and some of the other models that are out here. This is kind of a broad spectrum type of model, so I think it was good that they went head to head with Llama 3, because I think Llama 3, it's not a mixture of expert model, that's not how the approach is, but it is also a broad spectrum where it can do like text, video, image analysis, can handle different languages, do a lot in this one model. Also, people are still saying that with Llama there are some restrictions to use it, like as long as you're making less than like $700 million in revenue, like you can use it. It's not like an MIT license like you see with like a DeepSeek or whatever, which is open source, you can just use it whenever. And some of these other ones, you have restrictions. So after 700 million, you have to like request to use their model and always say no, as well as there has to be like Llama in the name if you're using Llama in the back end, as well as you have to like explicitly just have Llama placed on the web pages or wherever you're having it at to say that like you're using Llama. So there's some there, and everybody's not super happy, but 700 million in revenue is pretty big, pretty beefy to like care about right now. I think that's making sure your competitors doesn't benefit off of your work when it comes to like these AI models. Like imagine you pouring in billions of dollars to this AI, Claude or ChatGPT just comes in and just totally uses your model and then is making billions of dollars in shareholder values because they use your model in the back end or something. But I mean, I'm not sure if this prevents coming in and looking at how it is made and like looking at the mixture of experts and the architecture of the AI and stealing it. I think most of the costs for AI models are the training portion of it, so I'm not sure how much that even matters as far as safeguard, but still a safeguard in place does kind of matter, because you could make $100 million and still be completely a-okay. A few $100 million and still be okay. So I'm not sure if that matters. There's also these two code examples that I've seen by the community, and they had made these, of course, spinning kind of tops where you see they have like that. It's like in a hexagon or some type of polygon, and the ball is just kind of moving along and staying inside the shape, and you can like speed up and slow it down. They also have one that went head to head with Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick, and basically saying like this may not be the best one to use for coding, just because it's not really on like Grok 3. ChatGPT-4o, Gemini, it just doesn't seem like it's as good, and also it doesn't seem like the community is as hype for this as I've seen like other models. Like Grok 3 is going to be hype because it's coming out on a social media platform, but Llama 4 is a big deal in like a whole social media platform like Facebook, and that I would think would be hyping it up, but I'm not seeing that so far. But either way, tell me down below, are you excited about the new Llama 4 models, or are you thinking that this is also just kind of a gimmick and it's not living up to expectations and hype that Mark is trying to give us? Either way, if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dexter out.